My name's Miles Morales. I'm Brooklyn's one and only Spider-Man. And things are going great.
He's gonna be here any minute.
Should be simple enough.
Give me your money.
So are you like a cow or a Dalmatian?
Spider-Man!
I am the Spot. That's not funny.
Don't do that.
There's bubbles now. Hold on.
I don't think I want this costume anymore.
Ah, in a minute. I wrote it all as one word. That's cute, right? The youth.
How's this going?
Miles?
Son, what have we always said?
Miles's grades are pretty good. A in AP Physics
That's my little man.
and a B in Spanish.
Ooh, okay.
Miles.
Are you trying
Mira,
to kill
eso es
your
imposible.
mother? Okay.
I gotta go. All right, bye.
Miles!
Gwen?
Want to get out of here? Welcome to Spider Society.
I'm Spider-Man.
Oh, no way. All of us are. Meet Miguel O'Hara.
He's like a ninja vampire Spider-Man, but a good guy. Plus, he's like such a good leader.
Miles, there's moments in our stories that are the same for all of us. Some good.
Did you bring our baby to another fight?
I knew I was gonna regret making her that web shooter. You asked me not to, so I didn't. I wouldn't.
Some bad. You have a choice between saving one person and saving every world. To me, that's an obvious choice.
Send me home.
I can't do that.
I can do both.
All stations, stop Spider-Man. You? Me?
Everyone keeps telling me how my story is supposed to go. Nah, I'm gonna do my own thing. Can this day get weirder? I guess it can.
There's nowhere to run.
Sorry.
My bad, everybody. There was somewhere to run.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. There's a brand new Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse trailer with a whole bunch of new footage, a bunch of Easter eggs, so we'll break it down. If you're brand new to the channel, I'll also do a giveaway for movie tickets soon because the movie's coming out in a couple weeks. So all you have to do to enter that is just be a subscriber and post all your favorite moments from the trailers on the video. Just starting at the beginning of the trailer, they have a new scene of them in the counselor's office with a new scene of him fighting the Spot for the first time. The whole idea is it seems like the Spot has just gotten his powers recently or not that long ago, and he's still trying to figure out how they work. He's like a petty criminal at the beginning of the movie who's using his powers for small-time things like robbing ATMs inside bodegas, and Miles Morales is just laughing at him because he's been Spider-Man for a little while, so he's gotten a little more sure of his powers. They're even creating merch for him, like there's bootleg merch in his universe of him. It seems like they have a couple different fight scenes broken up across the movie, like some of this is funny from that first fight, and then there's scenes from them fighting much later in the movie, where it seems like the Spot figures out that he's actually way more powerful, like, oh, my powers actually give me way more abilities, I can do way more than just robbing ATMs and bodegas. And that's where it escalates to him becoming this multiverse-ending threat. But in the next scene, you actually see what it looks like when Miles Morales is fighting the Spot traveling through one of his multiverse portals, and it looks similar to the multiverse effect, like they're traveling between dimensions, between universes. Later in the trailer, you see Spot using his abilities this way, and he seems way more powerful, way more of a threat. They have that new joke about him texting with his parents while they're waiting for him at his counselor meeting, and he's not answering his text, like the 3 dots are just pending there because he can't find time during the middle of his fight to finish the text. Cut to the real-life bubbles that they're slipping through in his fight. And notice in the background, too, this is another funny moment like this where he's on the subway where something similar is happening. All the people in Brooklyn here, like seeing Spider-Man fight a villain after they both fall through a multiverse portal in time and space isn't enough to get a reaction out of them. Like they could barely care. They have the joke about the little kid not wanting the Miles Morales Spider-Man costume anymore because he sees him botching the fight with the Spot and he's less impressed with him now. It's a callback to Miles Morales in the first movie getting the Spider-Man Halloween costume as his first suit. The little girl wearing the regular Peter Parker Halloween mask costume is foreshadowing for the Spider Army with all the different versions, particularly the version of Spider-Bite, who he talks to later in the trailer. The same thing happened with the original Peter Parker in this universe too, but like they have the Spider-Man comics in this universe that Miles Morales himself read. There's even an Easter egg for one later in the trailer. In this universe, those are meant to be biographical stories about the life of the real Peter Parker before he died. The meeting here is about his college track, his school prospects based on his grades. The school he's going to is from the first movie. It's a special magnet school like Midtown High in the MCU with Tom Holland's Spider-Man, where the kids who do well at those schools tend to go to very prestigious or Ivy League universities. Like Peter was trying to get into MIT like Iron Man, and he would have probably gotten in were it not for him being Spider-Man and getting into all this trouble with the multiverse. It'll be interesting to see where Miles Morales wants to go to college and where he winds up going, because I think it's going to be a very Spider-Man No Way Home kind of thing, where they want to keep the character in the New York City area because you want to have Miles Morales stories around New York City on his Earth. Here's the thing about that timeline for Miles Morales, though, within this Spider-Verse universe. He's only a second year during this. There are 4 years in American high school. They said this movie ends in a cliffhanger, Empire Strikes Back style, like a WTF, oh crap, there goes the multiverse kind of cliffhanger. So the third movie is meant to be kind of like a part 2, like Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, picking up immediately after that cliffhanger, and it's called Spider-Man Beyond the Spider-Verse, which is why I like the idea that that movie will set up Miles Morales, the other major Spider-Verse characters, winding up in a live-action universe, setting them up for an Avengers Secret Wars cameo when they all get in that movie in the MCU. And what'll probably happen at the end of that story is that he'll basically be done with high school, and the next trilogy of Miles Morales movies, whether they be live action or they continue to be animated, will be his story through college, the same way they're doing that with Tom Holland's Spider-Man character starting in Spider-Man 4. And like I said, in the MCU, they found a logical way, based on the story, for him to have to stay in the New York City area and do college there, like Empire State from the comics. They'll also probably do something similar with the Miles Morales character too, where he has to stay in the New York City area while he's going to college. You also notice that his counselor's name here is Weber, as in Spider Web. The number 42 jersey is actually an Easter egg for Jackie Robinson, who played for the Brooklyn Dodgers when they were in Brooklyn. Another cool MCU connection is that Chadwick Boseman in real life played Jackie Robinson in a movie. The number 42 also appears all over the place during the first movie. It's even the number of the spider that bit Miles Morales, which was made by Alchemax, which is where Spider-Man 2099 works in his futuristic Nueva York. It's all connected. We get a couple longer new shots of the Spider Army multiverse base, which is constructed like a literal spider web with them walking all over the place. Spider-Gwen calls it the Spider Society. You notice behind here too, there are cages holding the multiverse villains that they've captured. There's a much better shot of Hobie Brown, Spider-Punk, without his mask on. He's being voiced by Daniel Kaluuya, who was also in the first Black Panther movie, so another MCU connection. We get a much longer, funny scene of Peter B. Parker in his universe with his version of Mary Jane, and he's putting Mayday Parker to bed, joking about how he'd never take her on a mission because it's way too dangerous, and you totally asked me not to do that, which of course is a lie, because she's with him through the entire movie. He also jokes about creating the web shooters for her so she can use her Spider-Man-based powers that she inherited from him, like she has the same powers that he has. And the actual web shooter is designed like a child's toy. The whole talk about saving one person versus saving the entire multiverse is a needs of the many versus the needs of the few, right out of Star Trek, and I think this is a reference to the Spots character and what's going on with him, why he becomes the actual main villain of the story. When Miles Morales is arguing that he can still save one person and everyone at the same time, I think the idea is that Miles Morales is trying to show the Spot some compassion and help him, like something's going wrong with the Spot, and Spider-Man 2099 just wants to lock him up and treat him like a criminal. And it's a lot like the arc during Spider-Man Far From Home, to make another Tom Holland MCU reference, where in that movie he tried to help the Sinister Six villains and Doctor Strange just wanted to get rid of them. So in this movie, Spider-Man 2099 is kind of like a more aggro version of Doctor Strange during Spider-Man Far From Home. Which is also funny because during this movie, Spider-Man 2099 literally references Doctor Strange in MCU Tom Holland Spider-Man for messing up the multiverse with the spell. This is a much longer scene of Spider-Man 2099's futuristic city of Nueva York with them gliding through the air outside. You also notice they have a real-life Honda campaign ad shout out here. That's a real car you can actually buy right now. They had to pay the movie a lot of money to be included here. They have the joke about Spider-Cat attacking him when he says his day can't get weirder, then the cat jumps him, and it's a version of Spider-Cat from the Miles Morales game. The character is canon to the Spider-Man PS4 universe, and Spider-Man PS4 is a character in this movie, so we know that that's canon to the Spider-Verse. And they just have the joke about his Spider-Man powers. Because he's a cat, he coughs up a hairball, but the hairball is webbing. The black and white Spider-Man speaking to him here about not having anywhere to run is actually Metro Boomin, the musician. He did music for the movie, like he wrote some songs for the movie, and apparently they also made him a character in the film as well. He's not from the comics, he is original to the movie. I've already talked about most of the billion different big versions of Spider-Man that are in the Spider Army here, but one of the few ones that I didn't see before is Spider UK. He's standing here in the lineup next to Spider-Man Unlimited. Pretty much anybody who's ever been a version of Spider-Man from the comics, from any medium, from the video games, everywhere, is in this movie in some way. Which is probably why there's cameo scenes from Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man, and from Tom Holland's MCU Spider-Man. This last joke is a Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland type of joke for the train save and the ferry save in Spider-Man Homecoming, where they could barely hold the two halves together, like where he could barely stop the train and he could barely stop the two halves from splitting. This version looks a little bit more like the 616 comic book Spider-Man, and I think that's why they're saying that in the world of this movie, the MCU is actually Earth 19999, because one of the versions in the movie is based on the original, real-life Marvel comic book Spider-Man. You also notice that one of them riding over his webbing here is even using the Spider-Mobile. The original Peter Parker from Miles Morales' universe also had a version of that in his lair too, and has actually something from the classic comics that Marvel sold as merch back in the day. Like you could actually buy this in real life. There's a billion Easter eggs here, like you could watch this trailer 10 more times and still find new stuff. So if there's anything huge that I didn't talk about in the video, just write it below in the comments. And the movie's coming out in a couple weeks, so I'll start naming giveaway winners for the movie tickets soon. Everyone click here for my brand new Secret Invasion trailer video, and click here for all my new Guardians of the Galaxy 3 videos. Thank you so much for watching, everyone stay safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.